What if I told you that Avengers Endgame isn't over and that Marvel is about to completely change one of its most emotional scenes, with Avengers Doomsday revisiting Tony Stark's funeral, adding new characters, and possibly even bringing in Steve Rogers for brand new moments? This could be way bigger than what we thought, and since Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doctor Doom, what if the funeral scene has been hiding the truth this whole time? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Comic Book Nerd. In today's video, we have an Avengers Doomsday reshoots update video slash a little bit of a theory video. We are going to talk about that, what this means for Avengers Doomsday, why Robert Downey Jr. looks like Doctor Doom, because we have not hit on that at all pretty much here on this channel. But first, if you are new to the channel, you already know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Before we hop in, happy Easter to all of those who celebrate. Yes, I know that it is a little late here at the time of this video releasing, but still, again, enjoy it. Spend time with family, friends, all of that stuff. And let's go ahead and dive into this Avengers Doomsday video. But according to industry insider James Mack, the Avengers Doomsday is going to revisit Avengers Endgame's, specifically Tony Stark's funeral scene. The reshoots are expected to include new actors and quick cameo appearances, along with changes and additions from directors Joe and Anthony Russo. That's not all. Marvel Studios is also re-releasing Avengers Endgame in theaters, which could make that funeral scene even more important, especially since Doomsday is rumored to act as a direct sequel to it. If true, this is a huge deal. The funeral scene was already one of the most important moments in the MCU, and now we're going back to it, suggesting that it could play a bigger role in the overarching story of Avengers Doomsday and of Avengers Secret Wars. We could also see new elements to that scene, like additional characters showing up at the funeral, or even Steve Rogers appearing and talking with the main heroes of that 616 universe about what comes next, setting up the future in a way that we didn't originally see. Also explaining the end of Avengers Endgame to where Bucky told Sam that he should take the shield as well. But what if Doom actually takes on Tony Stark's identity right after his death? If that's the case, Marvel could use this revisited funeral scene to subtly show that switch happening, while also layering in these new moments and conversations, completely recontextualizing one of the most important scenes in MCU history and making it even more important moving forward. It would also explain why Victor Von Doom moved to Earth 838, which is the Fantastic Four's universe, right after this switch has happened, and why we decided to jump into the multiverse saga straight after Avengers Endgame, while also setting up his rivalry with Reed Richards and still connecting it to the MCU and Earth 616. So that right there is my theory in a nutshell, right? I'm sure a lot of people have kind of hinted at the same thing happening in Avengers Doomsday. I think Tony Stark or Victor Von Doom took Tony Stark's identity right after he died. And I think Victor Von Doom knew of the multiverse way before anybody else did. And that is why he he knows Reed Richards, because he asked Reed to help them in that Earth 838 universe. I think specifically Doom is from that Fantastic Four universe, because again, why would they show Latveria twice in the Fantastic Four film and him missing in one of those scenes, and then showing Doctor Doom show up at the Baxter building, acting like Franklin kind of knows him and stuff like that? All of this is pointing towards Doctor Doom taking Tony Stark's identity right after his death, all for his own good. He is going to try and manipulate these heroes. We have heard about this for months now. He is going to try and manipulate all the heroes of the 616 to help them, or to make them think that he is, of course, the good guy and saving the multiverse because of all these incursions that are happening. But when that doesn't fail, or when that fails, of course, he turns their back on it. Even killing Steve Rogers' son is what we've heard as well. Steve Rogers is probably the biggest character in Avengers Doomsday right now because of his whole past with the 616 characters, all of that stuff. But again, I just think that Doctor Doom taking on Tony Stark's identity right after Endgame and at that funeral scene makes all the more sense, and is a big reason why they are re-releasing Avengers Endgame in theaters. Yes, they want to make the most money that they can off of that film and kind of copy what Avatar did, but they also know that the people know that Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doctor Doom. There is going to be some kind of confusion about this, and they want to explain this confusion through this scene and show us before the film comes out. Hey, this scene is the most important of the whole MCU. And ultimately, I think that Doctor Doom took Tony Stark's identity right after his death. Again, it would explain a lot of questions that we didn't have. The only thing it wouldn't really explain is what was Kang doing, right? Obviously, they're going back from Kang, but I do believe Doctor Doom took on Tony Stark's identity right after his death, explaining the move to Earth 838 right after that, of course, explaining his rivalry with Reed Richards as well, kind of showing us how he knows Reed Richards and Victor Von and that Fantastic Four family, while still connecting it to the MCU and Earth 616. I think this has to be one of the only ways that Marvel Studios can explain this without getting the casual audience, of course, any kind of confusion whatsoever. So again, the funeral scene in Avengers Doomsday, according to James Mack, this is the reason I wanted to do this video, is going to get kind of changed a little bit. There will be some new actors in there, quick cameo appearances, all of that stuff. So again, it makes sense for them to go back to this scene and kind of make this scene right in this reshoots film or in the reshoots for Avengers Doomsday because they want to get it right. So again, keep saying it all the way. I think that Tony Stark, or of course Victor Von Doom, was somebody else before he took Tony Stark's identity, and this is the most pivotal scene in the MCU going forward because he is going to be the main villain of Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. And I think he is going to go on after that to be even more of a villain. And they could use him to open the multiverse back up once again 10, 20, 30 years down the line in the MCU. But you guys, let me know your thoughts on all of this theory in the comments down below. Do you think Doctor Doom actually took Tony Stark's identity, or do you think it is going to be something else completely unrelated to this funeral scene? But I think that them going back to the scene just adds even more emphasis that Doctor Doom took his identity. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below, as we are on the road to Avengers Doomsday as well, Avengers Secret Wars, DC, Marvel, Star Wars, pop culture. Keep up with all of that news as well by hitting the sub button and leaving a comment. That's also the number one way you can do to support us here at the channel. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.